So today is Saphala Ekadasi or Saphala Ekadasi. So this Saphala Ekadasi occurs during the waning moon in the month of December, January. The glories of this Ekadashi are described in the Brahmanda Puran in the conversation between Lord Krishna and Maharaj Yudhishthir. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, "O Krishna, what is the name of the Ekadashi that occurs during the waning moon in the month of December, January, and how should one observe it? Please explain this to me in detail." The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna replied, "O best of the Bharata dynasty, just as Sesh is best among the snakes, Garud is best among the birds, the horse sacrifice is best among the sacrifices, the Ganga is best among the rivers, Lord Vishnu is best among the demigods, and the Brahmins are best among the humankind. Similarly, among all the vows, the day of Ekadashi is best. O best of kings, anyone who observes Ekadashi is very dear to me. The amount of piety one accumulates by undergoing austerities for 5,000 years is achieved simply by observing Ekadashi." There was a famous king named Mahismata who lived in the city of Champavati. This king had 4 sons. Among them, the eldest son, named Lumpaka, was very sinful. He used to blaspheme the Brahmins, Vaishnavas, and the demigods, and was extremely attached to gambling and prostitution. Consequently, his father, King Mahismata, exiled him. The exiled Lumpaka lived in the jungle and at night began to plunder wealth from the people of his father's kingdom. In spite of his stealing, the citizens would set him free, knowing him to be the son of the king. Lumpaka spent his life by regularly eating raw meats and fruits. There was a banyan tree in this forest who was as worshipable as the demigods. Lumpaka lived under this tree for some time. Coincidentally, when Lumpaka was living in this way, the Ekadashi of the waning moon of the month of December occurred. Due to fatigue and weakness, he became unconscious on the day before Ekadashi and regained his consciousness at midday on Ekadashi. Actually, there was no possibility of Lumpaka killing any animal on that day because he was so weak, being severely afflicted with hunger. Therefore, he found some fruits and offered them to Lord Vishnu for his pleasure. And by that time, the sun had set. That night, Lumpaka remained awake. As a result of fasting and keeping awake, he unknowingly observed Saphala Ekadashi. Lord Madhusudan accepts the worship and vow of this Ekadashi offered by the practitioner. So, as a result of performing this Ekadashi, Lumpaka got an opulent kingdom. On the next morning, a divine horse came and stood before Lumpaka. At that time, a voice from the sky was heard. "O Prince, by the mercy of Lord Madhusudan, and by the influence of Saphala Ekadashi, you receive a kingdom and rule it without any difficulty. Return to your father and enjoy the kingdom." In accordance with this instruction, Lumpaka returned to his father and accepted the responsibility of ruling the kingdom. Thereafter, he got a beautiful wife and good sons. In this way, Lumpaka happily ruled this kingdom. By observing the vow of Saphala Ekadashi, persons attain fame in this life and liberation in the next life. Those who follow this Ekadashi are glorious. By following this Ekadashi, one attains the result of performing an Ashwamedha sacrifice. Saphala Ekadashi ki jai.
Jai. Great. So we can see this description of just finding it of the material benefits of fasting on Ekadashi. So those come automatically. You don't even have to ask. And actually, we shouldn't even desire material benefits. Many times we will see in these kathas, somebody's gone through some difficulty, and a sage usually recommends to fast on a certain day, like Ekadashi. And by fasting on that day, the benefit manifests itself, the material benefits manifest itself. So, and we can see how Krishna is explaining that often he would say that if somebody does Ekadashi, then they would be got enough merit to do an Ashwamedha sacrifice. It's as if we had done an Ashwamedha sacrifice like that, which are all actually benefits which take one towards heaven. But we have to be a little bit careful that we don't get too entangled in the material benefits of Ekadasi and desiring those. The whole idea of Ekadasi is to free us from this material world in the first place. No more material benefits whatsoever, because we want to go back to the spiritual world. Material benefits means it's going to pertain to the body. So that means we're going to have to stay here and enjoy those material benefits. So when we pray, when we perform Ekadasi, the whole focus is on spiritual benefits.
Pleasing the Lord.
Pleasing the Lord. That's the ultimate spiritual benefit. So, but having said that, the reason why these benefits are given in the Ekadasi kathas is to actually inspire people to do these tapasyas. So at least, even if it's materially motivated, at least they're doing something other than eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So that is why the Lord sort of incentivizes the devotee to, good point, incentivizes the devotee to the materialistic devotee towards performing some tapasya, with a view that eventually that person will become freed from these material desires and aspire for spiritual benefits. So, okay. So any questions, anything that you'd like to ask about Ekadasi? It can be on any topic relating to Ekadasi, preferably. Anything you'd like to share, even? Anything you'd like to add to what we've said? Is Radhika here? No.
Not yet.
So we're just waiting for Radhika. She's going to come in a second. In the meantime, would anybody like to sing a bhajan? She should be with us any minute now. But if there's somebody who would like to sing a bhajan on this day, you're very welcome to sing. Otherwise, we can sing. There's some beautiful bhajans. This is a good day to sing bhajans. Very, very special day. And especially when we're singing Krishna's names. It's so very auspicious. Vishnu's names even. Okay, so let's sing this. We'll do it twice, so you can repeat it your side. And probably best to stay muted, I think, because it's a little hard to coordinate. Yashomati Nandana Pajapara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yashomati Nandana Pajapara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Damana Vidana Amalaharinam Amiya Vilasa Amalaharinam Amiya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Vamsi Padana Suvasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagarabara Vamsi Badana Suvasa Braja Jana Palana Surakula Lasana Brajana Palana Surakula
Nashana
Nanda Godana Rakhavala
Nanda Godana Rakhavala
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava
Navanita
Navanita Tashkara
Sundara Nanda Gopala
Sundarananda Gopala
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Pasanara
Yamuna
Yamuna
Tatachara
Tatachara
Gopi
Gopi Pasanara
Basanara
Rasa Rasika Kripamaya
Rasa Rasika Kripa
Kripamaya
Moya
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrinavana Natavara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara
Bhakati Vinodashaya
Bhakti Vinodashraya
Yashumati Nandana Prajaparanagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Yashmati Nandana Prajabara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara
Kaliya Damana Vidana
Kaliya Damana Vidana
Amala Harina Mamiya Vilasa
Amala Harina
Mamiya
Amiya Vilasha
Brajajana Palana Surakulla Nasana
Bhajana Palana Surakula Nashana
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara
Govinda Madhava Navanita Tashkara
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Pasana Hara
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Basanahara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrinavana Natabara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natabara
Bhakati Vinodashaya
Bhakti Vinodashraya
Bhakati Vinodashaya
Bhakti Vinodashraya
Nam Kirtan ki
Jai.
jai. So, Kamakshi, would you like to read the English?
Yes, I would love to. Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Braj, the delight of Gokul. Kana, a nickname of Krishna, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kalyak serpent. These pure, holy names of Lord Hari are full of sweet, nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the Lord of the 12 forests of Braj. He is ever youthful and is the best of lovers. He is always playing on a flute, and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Braj, the destroyer of various demoniac dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nand Maharaj's cows, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and the spiritual senses, the husband of the goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful cowherd boy of Nand Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the banks of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsels of Raj who were bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the Rastans. He is very merciful, the lover and the beloved of Srimati Radharani, the great dancer of Vrindavan, and the shelter and refuge of Thakur Bhakti Vinod. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Naam Kirtan Ki Jai. So we
Jai.
have Radhika with us, which is great because she is going to recite the Vishnu Sahasranam. Hare Krishna, Radhika.
Hare Krishna.
Fantastic. Hey, haven't seen you for a long time.
I know. It so happens we meet only during Ekadashis, which is horrible on my part. I do want to join more often.
No, not at all, not at all. But usually we see the photo, but it's good to see you. So thank you so much.
Yes. I just thought I'll show you this wonderful picture of Krishna.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Beautiful. So now what I was thinking, let me just show you what, oh, hang on a second. Let me just show you what I've got here. And if it's helpful, I'm happy to share. Otherwise, we don't need to. Where are you? There you are. Are these the correct lyrics?
Yes, that's it.
So what do you think? Shall we follow these while you're reciting the Vishnu Sahasranam?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so you are welcome to start whenever you like. Looking forward to this.
So, is there anybody in the participant list here? Anybody who's joined who's familiar with the Vishnu Sahasranam? Anybody has heard it before?
We've heard it, but haven't got a clue how it goes. Anybody else? Anybody has recited it, perhaps? Ashish?
Yes, I did, but you can't count me for as Radhika did last time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just going to read a little bit about
Yes,
the
please.
significance of the Vishnu
Oh,
Sahasranam
wonderful, wonderful.
and what this is all about. I was introduced to. It's a very fascinating story. After I moved to London in 2015, early 2015, there were these few friends who said, "Come on, let's meet, and every Thursdays we chant the Vishnu Sahasranam. Do you want to join us?"
Mm.
And I was like, "Are you serious? Vishnu Sahasranam? Me? No way." And then they said, "Well, there'll be some prasadam, there'll be paisam, and there'll be something." And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll be there." And I attended, and I heard these ladies chant and chanted in sync. And
Mm.
they followed this particular version of this very, very famous singer in India, South India particularly. Her name is M.S. Subbulakshmi.
Famous.
Anybody would have read about or heard about her. M.S. Subbulakshmi has sung hundreds of songs on Krishna, and her voice is beautiful. It's really divine. She's got Saraswati sitting in her throat. So I heard her version, and the way she read it, the pronunciation, the diction, the strength with the conviction with which she was taking each name of the Lord, each of those 1008 names. I was so moved, and I said, I want to learn this. And slowly I learned, and with the help of so many various people. I'm not the best reciter, but this is my attempt.
We're going to give you marks out of 10, and you've already scored 10. And you haven't even started.
So there is just this little paragraph which talks about the benefits of Sri Vishnu Sahasranam. It's the benefits are really long. It's as long as the shloka itself. So I'll just read the top 4 maybe. That man who hears the names, man or woman, who hears the names every day, or who recites the names of Lord Vishnu, 1008 of them, never meets with any evil either here or hereafter. If a Brahmana does this, he succeeds in mastering the Vedanta. If a Kshatriya does this, he always becomes successful in a battle. If a Vaishya does this, he becomes possessed of affluence. A Shrudra earns great happiness. If one becomes desirous of earning the merit of righteousness, one succeeds in earning it by hearing or by reciting these names. And I'll stop there, because by even hearing the names of the Lord, it's just that much more beneficial.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It may take about 20 minutes or so. 20
no,
minutes.
don't worry.
That's fine.
Time is, we got all night.
Okay.
Okay.
शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेर्पौर्तमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे ॐ नमो विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे श्रीवैश्वम्पायन उवाच श्रुत्वा धर्मान् शेषेण पावनानि सशर्वशः युधिष्ठिरः शान्तनवं पुनरेवाभ्यभाषत युधिष्ठिर उवाच किमेकं दैवतं लोके किं वाप्येकं परायणं स्तुवन्तः कं कमर्चन्त प्राप्नुयुर्माणवा शुभं को धर्मः सर्वधर्माणां भवतः परमो मतः किं च पन्मुच्यते जन्तुर्जन्म संसारबन्धनात् श्रीभीष्मर उवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषः सततोत्थितः तमेव चार्चयन् नित्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्ययं ध्यायन् स्तुवन् नमस्यंश यजमानस्तमेव च अनादिनिधनं विष्णुं सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं लोकाध्यक्षं स्तुवन्नित्यं सर्वदुःखादिको भवेत् ब्रह्मण्यं सर्वधर्मज्ञं लोकानां कीर्तिवर्धनं लोकनाथं अद्भुतं सर्वभूतभवोद्भवम् एष मे सर्वधर्माणां धर्मोऽधिकतमो मतः यद्भक्त्या पुण्डरीकाक्षं स्तवेरच्चिन्नरः सदा परमं यो महत्तेज परमं यो महत्तपः परमं यो महद्ब्रह्म परमं यः परायणं पवित्राणां पवित्रं मङ्गलानां च मङ्गलं दैवतं देवतानां च भूतानां यो यः पिता यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि भवन्त्यादियुगागमे यस्मिंश्च प्रलयं यान्ति पुनरेव युगक्षये तस्य लोकप्रधानस्य जगन्नाथस्य भूपते विष्णोर्नाम सहस्रं ने शृणु पापभयापहं यानि नामानि गौनामि विख्यातानि महात्मनः ऋषिभिः परिगीतानि तानि वक्ष्यामि भूतये विशिर्नाम्नां सहस्रस्य वेदव्यासो महामुनिः छन्दोनुस्तुप्तथा देवो भगवान् देवकीसुतः अमृतां शुद्धवो बीजं शक्तिर्देवकी नन्दनः त्रिसामाहृदयं तस्य शान्तिर्देव नियुज्यते विष्णुं जिष्णुं महाविष्णुं प्रभविष्णुं महेश्वरम् अनेकरूपदैत्यान्तं नमामि पुरुषोत्तमम् अस्य श्रीविष्णोर्दिव्यसहस्रनाम स्तोत्रमहामन्त्रस्य श्रीवेदव्यासो भगवान् ऋषिः अनुस्तुप् छन्दः श्रीमहाविष्णुः परमात्मा श्रीमन्नारायणो देवता अमृतां शुद्भवो भानुरितिबीजं देवकी नन्दन षष्ठेति शक्तिः उद्भवः क्षोभनो देव इति परमो मन्त्रः शङ्खभृन्नन्दकी चक्रीति कीलकं श्राङ्गधन्वागधाधर यत्रस्थं रथाङ्गपाणिरक्षोभ इति नेत्रं त्रिसामासामगस्सामेति कवचम् आनन्दं परब्रह्मेति योनिः ऋतुर्सुदर्शनकाल इति दिग्बन्धः श्रीविश्वरूप इति ध्यानं श्रीमहाविष्णुप्रीत्यर्थे सहस्रनाम जपे विनियोगः ध्यानं क्षीरोधन्वत्प्रदेशे शुचिमणिविलसत्सैकते मुक्तिकानां मालाक्लुप्तासनस्थस्फटिकमणिनिभैर्मुक्तिकैर्मण्डिताङ्गः शुभ्रैरप्रैरथप्रैः उपरि विरचितैः मुक्तपीयूषवर्षैः आनन्दीन पुनीयाधरिनलिलगधा शङ्खपाणिर्मुकुन्दः बहुपादौ यस्य नाभिर्वियतसुरनिलश्चन्द्रसूर्यौ च नेत्रे कर्णावासा शिरोध्यो मुखमपि दहनो यस्य वास्तेयमब्धिः अन्तस्थं यस्य विश्वं सुरनरखगो भोगि गन्धर्वदैत्यैः चित्रं रम्यते तं त्रिभुवनवपुषं विष्णुमीशं नमामि ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं मेघश्यामं पीठकौसेयवासं श्रीवत्साङ्गं कौस्तुभोद्भासिताङ्गं पुण्योपेतं पुण्डरीकायताक्षं विष्णुं वन्दे सर्वलोकैकनाथं नमः समस्तभूतानामादिभूताय भूभृते अनेकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे शशङ्खचक्रं शकिरीतकुण्डलं सपीतवस्त्रं सरसीरुहेक्षणं सहारवक्षस्थलस्थोभिकौस्तुभं नमामि विष्णुं शिरसा चतुर्भुजं छायायां पारिजातस्य हेमसिंहासनोपरि आसीनमम्बुतस्याममायताक्षमलङ्कृतं चन्द्राननं चतुर्बाहुं श्रीवत्साङ्कितवक्षसं रुक्मिणी सत्यभामाज्ञां सहितं कृष्णमाश्रये. The actual names, the 1008 names begin from here. The one what I read until now was the Dhyana shloka. Om विश्वं विष्णुर्वषत्कारो भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतकृद्भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः भूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमागतिः अव्ययपुरुषः साक्षी क्षेत्रज्ञो शरयेव च योगो योगविधां नेता प्रधानपुरुषेश्वरः नारसिंहवपु श्रीमान् केशवपुरुषोत्तमः सर्वशिवस्थाणुर्भूतादिर्निधिरव्ययः सम्भवो भावनो भर्ता प्रथव प्रभुरीश्वरः स्वयंभू शम्भुरादित्य पुष्कराक्षो महास्वनः अनाधिनिधनो धाता विधाता धातुरुत्तमः अप्रमेयो ऋषिकेश पद्मनाभो मरप्रभुः विश्वकर्मा मनुस्त्वष्टा स्तविष्टस्तविरो ध्रुवः अग्राय शाश्वत कृष्णो लोहिताक्षप्रदर्शनः प्रभूतस्तिककुत्थाम पवित्रं मङ्गलं परम् ईशान प्राणद प्राणो ज्येष्ठश्रेष्ठ प्रजापतिः हिरण्यगर्भो भूगर्भो माधवो मधुसूदनः ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमक्रमः अनुत्तमो दुरादर्श कृतज्ञ कृतिरात्मवान् सुरेश शरणं शर्म विश्वरेता प्रजापवः अह संवत्सरो व्याल प्रत्यय सर्वदर्शनः अजः सर्वेश्वर सिद्ध सिद्धि सर्वादिरच्युतः वृषा कपिरमे आत्मा सर्वयोग विनिश्रुतः वसुर्वस्मना सत्य समात्मा समितः समः अमोघ पुण्डरीकाक्षो वृषकर्मा वृषाकृतिः रुद्रो बहुशिरा भभ्रुर्विश्वयोनिशुचिश्रवाः अमृत शाश्वतस्थाणुर्परारोहो महातपाः सर्वगः सर्वविद्वानुर्विश्वक्षेणो जनार्दनः वेदो वेदविदव्यङ्गो वेदाङ्गो वेदवित्कविः लोकाध्यक्षः धर्माध्यक्ष कृताकृतः चतुरात्मा चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्धंशश्चतुर्भुजः भ्राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सहिष्णुर्च गदाजितः अनघो विजयो जेता विश्वयोनिर्पुनर्वसुः उपेन्द्रो वामनप्रांशुरमोघः सुचिरूर्जितः अतीन्द्र संग्रह सर्ग धृतात्मा नियमो यमः वैद्यो वैद्य सदा योगी वीरः माधवो मधुः अतीन्द्रियो महामायो महोत्साहो महाबलः महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महाद्युतिः अनितेशवपु श्रीमान् अमे आत्मा महाधृतिः महेश्वासो महीभर्ता श्रीनिवासः सताङ्गतिः अनिरुद्धः गोविन्दो गोविदाम्पतिः मरिचिद्दमनोहंस सुपर्णो भुजगोत्तमः हिरण्यनाभः सुतपा पद्मनाभ प्रजापतिः अमृत्युः सर्वदिक्सिंहः सन्दाता सन्धिमान् स्थिरः अजो दुर्मशनः शास्ता विशुरात्मा सुरारिः गुरुर्गुरुतमो धाम सत्यः सत्यपराक्रमः निमिषो निमिषस्रग्भि वाचस्पतिरुरादधीः अग्रणी ग्रामणी श्रीमान् न्यायो नेता समीरणः सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात् आवर्तनो निवृत्तात्मा समृद्धः संभ्रमर्थनः अहः संवर्तको वह्निनलिलोधरनीधरः सुप्रसाद प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वधृत् विश्वभुक् विभुः सत्कर्ता सत्कृतः साधुर्जह्नुर्नारायणो नरः असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्ट शिष्टकृच्युचिः सिद्धार्थ सिद्ध संकल्प सिद्धितः सिद्धिसाधनः वृषा हि वृषभो विष्णुर्वृषभर्वा वृषोधरः वर्तनो वर्तमानश्च विविक्तश्रुतिसागरः सुभुजो दुर्धरो वाह्नी महेन्द्रो वसुदो वसुः नैकरूपो बृहद्रूप शिपिविष्टप्रकाशनः ओजस्तेजो द्युतिरः प्रकाशात्मा प्रतापनः बुद्धस्पष्टाक्षरो मन्त्रश्चन्द्रांशुर्भास्करद्युतिः अमृतांशुद्भवो भानुः शशबिन्दुः सुरेश्वरः औषधं जगजस्सेतु सत्य धर्म पराक्रमः भूत भव्य भवन्नाथ पवन पावनो नलः कामः कामकृत्कान्त काम कामप्रद प्रभुः युगाधिकृत्युदावर्तो नैकमायो महाशनः अदृश्यो व्यक्तरूपश्च सहस्रजितनन्तजित् इष्टो विशिष्ट शिष्टेष्ट शिखण्डी नरुषो वृषः क्रोधः क्रोधकृत्कर्ता विश्वबाहुर्महीधरः अच्युत प्रतित प्राण प्राणदो वासवानुजः अपां निधिरधिष्ठानम् अप्रमत्तप्रतिष्ठितः स्कन्द स्कन्दतरो दुर्यो वरदो वायुवाहनः वासुदेवो बृहद्भानुरादिदेव पुरन्दरः अशोकस्तार नष्टार शूरः शौरिजनेश्वरः त्रिलोकात्मा पद्मनाभ अनुकूलशतावर्त पद्मी पद्मनिवेक्षणः पद्मनाभोरविन्दाक्ष पद्मगर्भशरीरभृत् महत्तिर्ऋतो वृत्तात्मा महाक्षोगरुडध्वजः अतुलशरभो भीमः समयज्ञो हविर्हरिः सर्वलक्षणलक्षण्यो लक्ष्मीवान् समितिञ्जयः विक्षरोरोहितो मार्गो हेतुर्दामोदरः सहः महीधरो महाभागो वेगवानमिताशनः उद्भवः क्षोभनो देव श्रीकर्परमेश्वरः करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः व्यवसायो व्यवस्थान संस्थान स्थानतो ध्रुवः परदिपरमस्पष्ट सुष्ट पुष्ट शुभेक्षणः रामो विरामो विरजो मार्गो नेयो नयो नयः वीरशक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः वैकुण्ठ पुरुष प्राण प्राणद प्रणव पृथुः हिरण्यगर्भ शत्रुघ्नो व्याप्तो वायुरदोक्षजः ऋतुसुदर्शन काल परमेष्टि परिग्रहः उग्र संवत्सरो दक्षो विश्रामो विश्वदक्षिणः विस्तारस्थामनस्थानुप्रमाणं बीजमव्ययम् अर्थोऽनर्थो महाकोशो महाभोगो महाधनः अनिर्विन्नस्तविष्टो भूर्धर्मयूपो महामकः नक्षत्रनेमिर्नक्षत्री क्षाम क्षामक् समीहनः यज्ञयुज्यो महेजष्टु क्रतुः सत्रं सताङ्गतिः सर्वदर्शी निवृत्तात्मा सर्वज्ञोज्ञानमुत्तमम् सुव्रतसुमुखसूक्ष्म सुघोष सुगतसुहृद् मनोहरो जितक्रोधो वीरभापूर्विदारणः स्वापनस्वविशोव्यापी नैकात्मानैककर्मकृत् वत्सरो वत्सरो वत्सी रत्नगर्भो धनेश्वरः धर्मकृद्धर्मी सदसक्षरमक्षरम् अविज्ञाता सहस्रांशुर्विधाता कृतलक्षणः कबस्थिने मे सत्त्वस्थ सिंहो भूतमहेश्वरः आदिदेवो महादेवो देवेशो देवभृत्कुरुः उत्तरो गोपतिर्गोप्ता ज्ञानगम्य पुरातनः शरीरभूतभृत्पोक्ता कपीन्द्रो भूरि दक्षिणः सोमपोमृतपः सोमः पुरुजित्पुरुषत्तमः विनयो जय सत्यसन्धो धाशार्हः सात्वतां पतिः जीवो विनियता साक्षी मुकुन्दोमितविक्रमः अम्बो निधिररन्तात्मा महोदधिशयोऽन्तकः अजो महार्ह स्वाधाव्यो जितामित्रप्रमोदनः आनन्दो नन्दनो नन्द सत्यधर्मा त्रिविक्रमः महर्षिर्कपिलाचार्य कृतज्ञो मेदिनीपतिः त्रिपदस्थितसाध्यक्ष महाशृङ्गकृतान्तकृत् महावराहो गोविन्द सुषेण कनकाङ्गदी गुह्यो गभीरो गहनो गुप्तश्चक्रकधाधरः वेदास्वाङ्गो जितकृष्णो धृतः सङ्कर्षणोचितः वरुणो वारुणो वृक्ष पुष्कराक्षो महामनाः भगवानन्दी वनमाली हलायुतः आदित्यो ज्योतिरादित्य सहिष्णुर्गति सत्तमः सुधन्वाखण्ड परशुद्धारुणो द्रविदप्रदः दिवस्पृक्सर्वदिग्व्यासो वाचस्पतिरयो निजः त्रिसामासामगस्साम निर्वाणं भेषजं विशक् सन्न्यासकृच्छमष्टान्तो निष्ठा शान्तिपरायणम् शुभाङ्गशान्तिदशिष्ठा कुमुदकुवलेशयः गोहितो गोपतिर्गोप्ता वृषभाक्षो वृषप्रियः अनिवर्ती निवृत्तात्मा संसेक्षाक्षेमकृच्छिवः श्रीवत्सवक्षा श्रीवास श्रीपति श्रीमताम्बरः श्रीधर श्रीश श्रीनिवास श्रीनिधि विभावनः श्रीधर श्रीकर श्रेय श्रीमान् लोकत्रयाशयः स्वक्षस्वङ्गशतानन्दो नन्दिर्ज्योतिर्गणेश्वरः विजितात्मा विधेयात्मा सत्कीर्तिश्चिन्न संशयः उदीर्न सर्वतिश्चक्षुरनीश शाश्वतस्थिरः भूषयो भूषणो भूतैर्विशोकशोकनाशनः अर्चिष्मानर्चितकुम्भो विशुद्धात्मा विशोधनः अनिरुद्धो प्रतितर प्रद्युम्नो मितविक्रमः कालनेमिनिहावीरः शौरिः शूरजनेश्वरः त्रिलोकात्मा त्रिलोकेश केशव केशिहा हरिः कामदेव कामपालः कामी कान्तकृतागमः अनिदेशव पूर्विष्णुर्वीरो नन्तो धनञ्जयः ब्रह्मण्यो ब्रह्मकृत् ब्रह्मा ब्रह्म ब्रह्मविवर्धनः ब्रह्मविद् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मी ब्रह्मज्ञो ब्राह्मणप्रियः महाक्रमो महाकर्मा महातेजा महोरगः महाकृतुर्महायज्वा महायज्ञो महाहविः स्तव्यस्तव प्रिय स्तोत्रं स्तुति स्तोत्रारणप्रियः पूर्ण पूर्णयिता पुण्य पुण्यकीर्तिरनामयः मनोजवस्थितगरो वसुरेता वसुप्रतः वसुप्रतो वासुदेवो वसुर्वसुमना हविः सद्गति सत्कृति सत्ता सद्बुद्धि सप्तरायणः शूरसेनो यदुश्रेष्ठ सन्निवास सुयामुनः भूता वासो वासुदेव सर्वासु निलयो नलः दर्पः दर्पतो दुर्तो दुर्धरोधा पराचितः विश्वमूर्तिर्महामूर्तिर्दीप्तमूर्तिरमूर्तिमान् अनेकमूर्तिरव्यक्तशतमूर्तिशताननः एको नैकस्सवक्कं किं यत् पदमनुत्तमं लोकबन्धुर्लोकनाथो माधवो भक्तवत्सलः सुवर्णवर्णो हेमाङ्गो वराङ्गश्चङ्गनाङ्गती वीरः विषमशून्यो कृताशीरजलश्चलः अमानीमानदो मान्यो लोकस्वामी त्रिलोककृत् सुमेधामेतजोदन्य सत्यमेधाधरातरः तेजो वृषोद्युतिरः सर्वषष्टभुताम्बरः प्रग्रहो निग्रहो व्यग्रो नैकशृङ्गो गताग्रजः चतुर्मूर्तिश्चतुर्बाहुश्चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्गतिः चतुरात्मा चतुर्भावश्चतुर्वेदविदेकपात् समवर्तो निवृत्तात्मा दुर्जयो दुरतिक्रमः दुर्लभो दुर्गमो दुर्गो दुरावासो दुरारिः शुभाङ्गलोकसारङ्गस्तुतन्तुस्तन्तु वर्धनः इन्द्रकर्मा महाकर्मा कृतकर्मा कृतागमः उद्भवः सुन्दरः सुन्दो रत्ननाभः सुलोचनः अर्को वाजस नशृङ्गी जयन्तः सर्वविजयी सुवर्णबिन्दुरक्षोभः सर्ववागीश्वरेश्वरः महाह्रदो महागर्तो महाभूतो महानिधिः कुमुदकुण्डरकुण्डप्रजन्य पावनो निलः अमृतांशोऽमृतवपुः सर्वज्ञः सर्वतोमुखः सुलभः सुव्रतसिद्धः शत्रुजिच्छत्रुतापनः न्यग्रोदोदुम्बरो स्वास्तच्चानूरान्तनिषूदनः सहस्राक्षी सप्तजिह्व सप्तैदा सप्तवाहनः अमूर्तिरनगोचिन्त्यो भयकृद्भयनाशनः अनुबृहत्तु शस्तूलो गुणपुन्नुक्कुनो महान् अदृतस्वदृतस्वास्तक् प्राग्वंशोवंशवर्धनः भारभृत्कथितो योगी योगीश सर्वकामदः आश्रमशमनः क्षामः सुपर्णो वायुवाहनः धनुर्धरो धनुर्वेदो दण्डो दमयिता दमः अपराजितः सर्वसहो नियन्ता नियमो यमः सत्त्ववान् सात्विका सत्य सत्यधर्मपरायणः अभिप्राय प्रियाहोरः प्रियकृत्प्रीतिवर्धनः विहाय सगतिर्ज्योतिः सुरुचित्तभुविक् विभुः रविर्विरोचनः सूर्यः सविता रविलोचनः अनन्तहुत भूत्वोक्ता सुखतो नैकतोऽग्रजः अनिर्विण्णः सदामर्षि लोकाधिष्ठानमद्भुतः सनात्सनातनतमः कपिलः कपिरव्ययः स्वस्तिद स्वस्ति कुत्स्वस्ति स्वस्ति भुक् स्वस्ति दक्षिणः अरोधकुण्डली चक्री विक्रम योजित शासनः शब्दादिक शब्दसः शिशिरशर्वरीकरः अक्रूरपेशलो दक्षो दक्षिणः क्षमिणाम्बरः विद्वत्तमो वीतभय पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः उत्तारणो दुष्कृतिः पुण्यो दुःस्वप्ननाशनः वीरः रक्षणः सन्तो जीवनपर्यवस्थितः अनन्तरूपोऽनन्तश्रीजितमन्युर्भयापहः चतुरश्रोखबीरात्मा विदिशोऽव्यातिशो दिशः अनार्तिभूर्भुवो लक्ष्मी सुवीरो रुचिराङ्गदः जननो जनजन्मार्ति भीमो भीमपराक्रमः आधारनिलयो धाता पुष्पहासप्रजाकरः ऊर्ध्वगः सप्तताचार प्राणद प्रणवप्रणः प्रमाणप्राणनिलय प्राणभृत्प्राणजीवनः तत्त्वं तत्त्वविदेकात्मा जन्म मृत्युचरार्थिकः भूर्भुवस्वस्तरुस्तारः सविता प्रपितामहः यज्ञो यज्ञपतिर्यज्वा यज्ञाङ्गो यज्ञवाहनः यज्ञभृत्यज्ञकृत्यग्नि यज्ञभृत्यज्ञसाधनः यज्ञान्तकृत्यज्ञ न मन्नादयेव च आत्मयोनि स्वयं जातो वैखानः सामगायनः देवकीनन्दनः षष्ठा शिटीशपापनाशनः शङ्खभृन्नन्दकीचक्री श्राङ्गधन्वागतातरः रथाङ्गपाणिरक्षोभः सर्वप्रहरणायुधः सर्वप्रहरणायुध ॐ नम इति वनमालिघदेशाङ्की शङ्की चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान् नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोभिरक्षतुर्वनमालिघदेशाङ्की शङ्की चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान् नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोभिरक्षतुर्वनमालिघदेशाङ्की शङ्की चक्री च नन्दकी श्रीमान् नारायणो विष्णुर्वासुदेवोभिरक्षतुर् श्रीवासुदेवोभिरक्षतुर् ॐ नम इतीदं कीर्तनीयस्य केशवस्य महात्मनः नाम्नां सहस्रं दिव्यानाम् अशिक्षेण प्रकीर्तितं यैदं शृणुयान् नित्यं यश्चापि परिकीर्तयेत् नाशुभं प्राप्नुयात् किञ्चित् सोमुत्रेह च मानवः वेदान्तको ब्राह्मणस्य क्षत्रियो विजयी भवेत् वैश्योधनसमुद्रस्य क्षुद्रा सुखमवाप्नुयात् धर्मार्थी प्राप्नुयात् धर्मम् अर्थार्थी चार्थमाप्नुयात् कामानवाप्नुयात् कामी प्रजार्थी चाप्नुयात् प्रजां भक्तिमान्य सतोत्ताय स्तुतिसक्कतमानसः सहस्रं वासुदेवस्य नाम्नाम् एकत् प्रकीर्तयेत् यश प्राप्नोति विपुलं याति प्राधान्यमेव च अचलां श्रियमाप्नोति श्रेय प्राप्नोत्यनुत्तमं न भयं क्वचिदाप्नोति वीर्यं तेजश्च विन्दति भवत्यरोगो द्युतिमान् फलरूपगुणामृतः रोगार्तो मुच्यते रोगात् बद्धो मुच्येत बन्धनात् भयान्मुच्येत भीतस्तु मुच्येतापन्न आपतः दुर्गान्यतितरत्याशु पुरुषः पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण नित्यं भक्तिसमन्वितः युज्येतात्मसु वासुदेवाश्रयो मर्त्यो वासुदेवपरायणः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा याति ब्रह्मसनातनं न वासुदेव भक्तानाम् अशुभं विद्यते क्वचित् जन्म मृत्युजराव्याधिभयं नैवोपजायते इमं स्तवमधीयान श्रद्धा भक्तिसमन्वितः युज्येतात्मसुखं शान्ति श्रीदतिस्मृतिकीर्तिभिः न क्रोधो न मात्सर्यं न लोभो नाशुभामतिः भवन्ति कृतपुण्यानां भक्तानां पुरुषोत्तमे ध्यौ स चन्दार्कनक्षत्राखं दिशो भूर्महोदतिः वासुदेवस्य वीर्येण वृदितानि महात्मनः ससुरासुरगन्धर्वं सैक्षोरकराक्षसं जगद्वशे वर्तते तं कृष्णस्य चरराचरम् इन्द्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर्सत्त्वं तेजोबलं द्युतिः वासुदेवात्मकान्याहुः क्षेत्रं क्षेत्रज्ञ एव च सर्वागमानाम् आचारप्रथमं परिकल्पते आचारप्रभवो धर्मो धर्मस्य प्रभुरच्युतः ऋषयः पितरो देवा महाभूतानि धातवः जङ्गमा जङ्गमं चेदं जगन्नारायणोद्भवम् योगो ज्ञानं तथा साङ्ख्यं विद्या शिल्पादिकर्म च वेदाश्राष्ठानि विज्ञान एतत् सर्वं जनार्दनात् एको विष्णुर्महद्भूतं पृथक् भूताननेकवशः त्रिलोकान् व्यापभूतात्मा भुक्ते विश्वभुवव्ययः इमं स्तवं भगवतोर्विष्णोर्व्यासेन कीर्तितं पतेते चेत् पुरुषश्रेयः प्राप्तुं सुखानि च विश्वेश्वरमजं देवं जगतप्रभुमव्ययं भजन्ति ये पुष्कराक्षं न ते यान्ति पराभवं न ते यान्ति पराभवम् ॐ नमः इति अर्जुन उवाच पद्मपत्रविशालाक्ष पद्मनाभसुरोत्तमा भक्तानामनुरक्तानां त्रात्रा भवजनार्दन श्रीभगवानुवाच यो मां नाम सहस्रेण स्तोतुमिच्छति पाण्डव सोऽहमेकेन श्लोकेन स्तुत एव न संशयः स्तुत एव न संशय ॐ नमः इति श्रीव्यास उवाच वासनाद् वासुदेवस्य वासितं भुवनत्रयं सर्वभूतनिवासोऽसि वासुदेव नमोऽस्तु ते श्रीवासुदेव नमोऽस्तु ॐ नमः इति पार्वत्युवाच केनोपायेन लघुना विष्णोर्नाम सहस्रकं पत्यते पण्डिते नित्यं श्रोतुमिच्छाम्यहं प्रभो श्री ईश्वर उवाच श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने श्रीराम नाम वरानन ॐ नमः इति ब्रह्म उवाच नमोऽस्तुवन्ताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादाक्ष शिरोरुबाहवे सहस्रनाम्ने पुरुषाय शाश्वते सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमः सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमो ॐ नमः इति सञ्जय उवाच यत्र योगेश्वर कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीविजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम श्रीभगवानुवाच अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्मसंस्थापनार्थाय सम्भवामि युगे युगे अर्थाविषण्णास्तितिलाश्च भीता घोरेषु च प्याशिषु वर्तमानाः संकीर्त्य नारायण शब्दमार्थं विमुक्तदुःखा सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. That was
हरे
amazing.
कृष्ण
Wow.
Radhika. Vishnu Sahasranam ki jai.
Jai.
Radhika
Ki jai.
ki jai.
Hare
Well
Krishna.
done. That was fantastic. Whew.
As we've seen, you have a lot of practice, huh?
You need to get your breath back a little bit. Wow.
You
Amazing. Absolutely brilliant.
know, it's amazing. Each name has such a wonderful meaning, and then at the end of it, everybody is watching, is listening to these beautiful names of Krishna, which have so much meaning. And then Parvati has a very valid question. Parvati Mata, she has a very valid question, like all of us. She said, "Oof, how many names? How are we even going to remember these names of the Lord?" Ishwar, which is Shiva, her Ishwar, Lord Parvati's husband. She goes to Lord Shiva and she says, Ishwar, give us some solution. Keno payena laguna Vishnur nama sahasrakam patyate panditai nityam shotrum ichyam yaham prabho. Give us some solution. So Lord Shiva makes life easy for us, and he says, Sri Rama Rama Ramethi Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanani. Ishwara Vacha, Shiva says. So he says, just say Lord Ram's name. It's as good as saying all the 1,000 names of the Lord. And then Srila Prabhupada made it even easy for us. And Lord Chaitanya, they said, oh, just say Hare Krishna as many times as you can. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. That was
Thank you.
fantastic. Really amazing. Phew, what can you say? What do devotees think?
Remarkable.
Hare Krishna.
Excellent.
Amazing. Hare Krishna.
Did you
Beyond any
read this?
words.
Yeah, very, very nice. Thank you.
Mataji, did you read the Sanskrit or did you read the English?
English, Mataji, I'm very less fortunate. I don't read Sanskrit, but I
wonderful. You did it so
Sanskrit.
well.
Oh, thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to share. It's truly the beauty of this Mahamantra. It's for anybody who reads it, it sounds exactly the same. It's not one doing better over the other. And I'm very happy to share the link, the video link, or the audio link with Nabi Prabhu. And I'm also happy to share the lyric chart. I think this lyric chart had a few,
Typos?
I think so. Typos. I don't blame them. 1,008 names. I don't blame them at all. So I'm happy to share that one, the lyrics as well as the audio. So if anybody's interested, you can listen to it.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Radhika. Thoroughly enjoyed your chanting, the Vishnu says. I was missing it because obviously we don't go to the temple anymore, so we can't attend that I mean physically. But today I'm so glad that you did that and thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to Prabhu for the opportunity.
Hare Krishna. It's Madhusudan here. Sorry. Sorry about this. There was a part there where you sang about, and you explained this, that Parvati asked the question and Shiva Harishwar answers that verse, that prayer, Ram Rameti Ramet Sahasrana. I'd forgotten that. And when we started the Hare Krishna program in the Hindu temple here, about 30, 40 years ago, there was a pujari there, and he would always sing that mantra, Ram Rameti Rameti, and he always did that. And I always remembered that then. But obviously, we emphasized the Hare Krishna mantra because of Prabhupada, we were doing Krishna conscious program. But then I had forgotten that mantra, and I was wondering, where is that part and where was that Rameti, Rameti? I still don't know the whole of it, but you've explained that too. And then it's Lord Shiva explaining that, just do that. And that pujari, he was a very elderly guy. He went back to India. He's probably passed away now. But he really made us chant that particular mantra. So I'll have to look at that again and just remind myself of that bit where he says, Ram Rameti Rameti Sahasranam, something. And I knew it was always something like that. But thank you very much for today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's just 2 lines. It's really simple. Shri Rama Rama Ramethi.
Yeah.
Rame Rame Rame. Sahasranama Tattulyam.
Yeah.
Rama Nama Varanani.
Rama, yeah. I will still have to go back.
No, it's
With
not
my
easy.
age
I'm
now
happy to share it with Prabhu and he can share
yeah,
it.
I'll thank you very much. Hare Krishna, very
Hare
nice.
Krishna.
Very
Hare
more. Thank you, Avi. Hare Krishna to everyone.
Can I listen to it one more time? It was lovely.
So let's probably chant together. If you can unmute yourselves.
Good idea. Let me just.
So I can say a line and you could try chanting if you'd like. Shri Rama Rama Ramethi.
Shri
Rama
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 Rame Rame Manorame
Rame Rame
Manorame
Manorame
Sahasranama Tattulyam
Sahasranama
Sahasranamatatyam
Rama Nama Varanane.
Ramanama
Ramanama
Varare.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Great.
you.
Rita, you had.
Rita, you wanted to say something?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Actually, we feel very blessed
Mm.
on this occasion of Ekadashi that Radhika, you've really given some shared some incredible mercy with us, and invaluable. Actually, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world I'd rather be than listening to what you just gave us, and it's unique. We have recorded this, and I was going to split out just the recitation of the Vishnu Sahasranam with your permission, if that's okay, and share it with everybody. That was so good, extraordinary. And your pronunciation, you've got the wonderful, it's a meter, isn't it? Wonderful meter. So well done, really good. Really good.
So if you listen to the link that I'm going to be sending you of MS Subbalakshmi, it looks like somebody sent it.
Okay.
Is
Ashish.
that just lyrics?
That's probably the
It's probably-
lyrics, yeah.
It's probably the lyrics.
And it's
So
probably the
when
ones I've sent, which is no good. Oh,
Probably.
go ahead.
No, let me send you the audio file of MS Subbalakshmi. When you listen to that, and this is to all of you, how many participants? 20 of them. This is to all of you. When you listen to that, please don't find me to bash me up, because you would have been like, what the hell was this version that she just sung? Because that one is mind blowing.
No, yours was mind blowing. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even listen to the other one. Don't worry.
No, I learned from that one. So
But still,
truly,
yours is
she's
good. You are live and you're giving us the mercy. I can never thank you enough. Really, really good. Really, really
Hare Krishna.
good. Amazing. Anything else? So what I was going to ask, is there anybody with any questions maybe for Radhika? Anything you'd like to know more about from the recitation?
Or any aspect of Ekadashi or anything.
Or Ekadashi, or we always share this whenever we get together on Ekadashi, because there's always somebody who may not be completely aware. This Ekadashi is so special that you can attribute some of the benefits of the vrata, the tapasya, to a loved one who may be with us still or may have gone. And the best way to do that is in the morning, when it's the time to finish the fast, to complete the fast. And tomorrow, I think it's from roughly just after 8 o'clock. You can approach the Lord and you can thank him for allowing you to do the tapasya, to fast, and to pray to him that he be pleased with your tapasya. Then you can approach Mother Ekadashi, and even in your mind, before the altar, even in your mind, you can do this. Mother Ekadashi, thank you for allowing us to fast. And you can request her that whatever spiritual benefit I have received from this, please give a certain portion, whatever portion you like, to whoever. You can say their name. And that is the case with any devotional service, but especially Ekadashi Vrat is very potent for this, because there's many pastimes which Krishna explains to you this there, where this is exactly what's happened, and the benefit is passed on to the person who it's requested to go to. And then the classic way to finish a fast is to thank the spiritual master. Prabhupada is the spiritual master of the whole world. We thank him very much for bringing Ekadashi to us. Without him, God knows what we'd be doing. And then we thank our own spiritual guru. And then we thank the Brahmins. We feed the Brahmins. We feed the guru. We feed the Gomata. We give donations to all of these personalities mentally, especially in this time of COVID. Of course, if it's possible to feed the cows, like in Bharat, one can do it and feed the cows. It's very, very nice thing to do. But here it's a little bit more tricky. So one can do Manasi Seva in the mind. But the thing with Manasi Seva is very powerful, effective. But when the opportunity comes, one must put that Manasi Seva into physical practice, must actually do it. Then it's not just mind service, it's not just lip service, it's actual service. You know, that's very important. And then one can feed the devotees and ask their blessings, all the blessings from the Guru, Gomata, Brahmins. And finally, yeah, parents must ask for blessings from the parents. Whether they're here or they're not here, doesn't matter. Seek the blessings. And then one can take some water or take some grains. But that's a really nice way to complete a fast. Used to be the case, I used to just gulp down a few samosas or something. But over the years, we've learned a little bit better way to complete the fast. Okay, thank you very much. If there's no more questions or anybody like to share anything, then we can call it a day. It's always nice to stay up all night. We actually did do that a few times, but it does get a little challenging the next day, especially when we got a full day ahead of us. So.
Prabhu, can I ask 2 questions, please?
Yeah, of course.
My first question is it okay to offer the Lord any form of grains as prasad on Ekadasi day?
Yeah, very good question. He doesn't have to fast. He's got this day especially for us, but he actually should be offered some grains if it's possible. That's really good. And then we would not honor that prasad that day, but we would honor it the day after. But yes, definitely you should give some grains to the Lord.
That's a relief. That's a relief. Thank you. And my second question is, I don't know how to put this, but I'll try my best to sound okay.
Even if you don't sound okay, we know the intention behind your question, so don't worry.
Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna. So in the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which I've been reading, where Krishna says, find a secluded zone.
Yeah.
Sit on a piece of an area of grass, put some deer skin on it. Close your eyes, look at the tip of your nose and think of me.
Yeah.
And he says, this will help anybody to be liberated from the trap of the material senses. So when Krishna says this, why are we chanting the Hare Krishna mantra instead of doing this? Or should we do both?
Very good. Good question. That's the 6th chapter.
Oh, is it? Sorry, my apologies.
No,
See, I'm that bad.
Okay. Now, the context in which he's saying this. Okay, thank you. Good. Well done. The context which he's saying, he's telling Arjuna to do all this. We have to understand that context. Context is that Arjuna wanted to give everything up and go to the forest. So Krishna said, okay, you want to go to the forest, you want to become self-realized, here is the process. You have to, as you just very nicely just explained, you have to sit straight back, look at the tip of your nose, and not just for a few minutes, for a long time. You have to sit on deer skin and secluded place, nobody around to disturb you. And he carried on and on and on, telling Arjuna all of this. And then finally, Arjun snapped and he said, the system of yoga, which you have summarized, is not practical, Krishna, and it's undurable to me because my mind is restless and unsteady. And he said, and we learned this verse, Chanchalam hi manha Krishna, pramati balavadadam, tasyaham nigraham manye, vayureva suduskaram. He said, for the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. So Arjun rejected Krishna's plan. So if he rejects it, and the reason he rejected it is because Krishna inspired him to reject it. Krishna, because of the context, Arjun wanted to go to a forest. Krishna gave him such a process as it is, as it should be done. And Krishna knew this is not going to be possible. Forget about Arjun. Nobody in this age of Kali Yuga is going to be managing this. So he inspired Arjun to say, can't do it, cannot do it. So then Krishna says to Arjun, yes, you're right. It's very difficult to curb the mind. It is possible, however, with suitable practice and determination. And then Arjun, he didn't let go. he really wanted to test Krishna's ability to satisfy him. He said, hang on, what you've just told me, the system of yoga is so hard. And the yogi who fails, he's in neither world. He hasn't attained the spiritual world because it's so hard. And he's left the material world. So where does he stand? So then Krishna explains that, don't worry, Arjun. One who goes on this path of self-realization, the transcendental path, for him, he will never be defeated. If he lacks anything, I will give it to him. If he has something, I will protect it. So whoever takes this path of transcendence is never lost, my friend. So essentially what Prabhupada explained to us and our spiritual master is that Krishna was explaining a system of yoga which is not practical. How many people can sit down even for a few seconds, few minutes, let alone hours and days, and focus like Krishna has explained? No one can. Not in this age of Kali Yuga. Satya Yuga it was possible, but in Kali Yuga it's not possible. So that's why we have been given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the Maha Mantra. And it's recommended that that is the system, the process by which we can attain self-realization in this age of Kali Yuga, by chanting this Maha Mantra. And if we can sit, like Krishna has explained to Arjun, and focus on the mantra, Maha Mantra, then all well and good. But generally people can't even do that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, okay, there's no rules and no regulations. You just chant as you can, as best as you can.
Just listen.
Just listen. That's right. Thank you. Just listen to the holy names and you will get the full benefit of the Maha Mantra. You get the full benefit of the yoga practice that they were doing in Satya Yuga. Nothing will be less for you. So what Krishna was explaining was to make Arjun realize you can't do what you want to do. You want to go to the forest, you're not going to be able to do it. Just stay where you are, do your duty of fighting, and at the same time, think about me. So same applies to us. We can't go to the forest. We can't do what Krishna said, but we can do our duty and remember Krishna through chanting of the holy names. And in that way, we will perfect our lives in this very life if we do what Krishna says. Does that make sense, Radhika?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Very grateful. Hare Krishna.
Does that, okay, and no doubts on that, huh?
No, not at all. It was very, very, thank you so much. I just realized that, Arjuna, the more I read the Bhagavad Gita, of course, Lord Krishna is just so amazing. What an amazing character to study. He's got so many layers and still, I mean, I'm way below the ladder, but he's very difficult to understand. But Arjuna, the more I'm reading very little of the Bhagavad Gita, but the little that I read, I realize, oh my God, Arjuna is like the best interviewer ever. He asks absolutely the right questions. What a journalist. Very inspiring.
Just to let everybody know, Radhika works for NDTV, and
She's
you
a
will see her.
journalist.
You will see her on the news channel quite a lot.
No, but seriously, when you listen to when it says Arjuna Vacha, I'm like, finally Arjuna, yes, please ask this, and he asks that.
You're right. You're
he
absolutely right.
really, I mean, all of us can really relate so much to Arjuna.
Yeah. He had a great
soul.
No, that's a nice way. Actually, you made a really nice point, and I'm going to use that sometime. You know? I like that.
Yeah, it's so funny because you are a journalist yourself, and you could see that journalist in Arjun. It's so funny, but it's so meaningful. We are really grateful that because Arjun asked these questions, and then we are now kind of learning from those things.
Answers. Very true, Ashish.
Yeah, very true, and a very tough job that Arjuna had. Imagine when you have, there's crisis going on, and then you get Prime Minister Modi for an interview. You have half an hour. You have to ask some questions to get to the absolute truth. Or let's say you want to get Boris Johnson, or now that Trump is the man, imagine you have him for half an hour and you have to make him talk the truth and speak something which makes sense, which everybody can run through for years and years to come. Yeah. How well he utilized his time, spoke for all of us. My God, bless Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, that's a very good point, actually. Everybody focuses on Krishna, but actually you're right. Arjuna's got an incredible role here. Do you mind if I ask you, Radhika? You don't have to answer this question. It's a bit cheeky. What's the highest profile person you've interviewed?
Well, I wish I could interview Arjuna. Even over the Lord, because the Lord has said what he had to say, I think. I don't know. I don't know what high profile is really. Now I'm a lot gray about what high profile is.
Or well known. Who we would know.
I think Boris and Theresa May and David Cameron. David Cameron was very fascinating to speak to.
Right.
He really was very interesting to speak to. I interviewed Usain Bolt, and I'm very proud of that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was just lucky. It was a very interesting chance. And this was in India, by the way, when Usain Bolt was in Bangalore playing cricket. He was fundraising.
Right.
And that was an interesting piece.
Thank you for sharing. Very nice.
Thank you.
But Arjun had a grandson. His name was Parikshit.
Yes.
And Parikshit means examiner. And Parikshit he was cursed to die in 7 days. So he went onto the banks of the Ganga and he asked the sages there, my grandfather, he was instructed by Krishna how to live. Now I want you to instruct me how to die. And everybody was looking at all the sages, and there were some great sages there. They were looking and they were thinking, who should answer the questions that Parikshit is going to, examine us by? None of them, and there were some great sages there, including Vyasadeva, Narad Muni. None of them answered the question. And then a 16-year-old boy, Sukadev Goswami, came, and he sat on the Vyasasana, and he said to Parikshit Maharaj, what are your questions? And for 7 days, 7 nights, he answered all of the questions of Parikshit. And the reason the sages were a little tentative was Parikshit was an examiner. And he would examine the philosophy very thoroughly. And he said to Parikshit, he said to Sukadeva Goswami on one particular section of the Bhagavatam, he asked him the same question 3 times because he wanted Sukadeva Goswami to really analyze the answer for us, of course. So this journalism goes in their family, you know. And we are studying that Bhagavatam now. We're on the 5th canto, and it's absolutely the most fascinating. We've gone through it a few times in our lives, but every time you look at it, like the Gita, every time you open it up, it's completely fresh.
Mm.
And Sandipani Muni actually blessed Krishna and Balaram. He said, whatever you say will always be fresh. So that's why it's always fresh. And the Bhagavatam is the most fascinating scripture. Bhagavad Gita is great, but Bhagavatam is just the most extraordinary scripture, you know. So when you finish the Bhagavad Gita, let us know.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm slow and I'm really struggling and I'm learning, but someday, if Krishna wills, yes.
You're not slow. You know the Vishnu Sahasranam. You're not slow. Believe me, you're really fascinating. Very good. Thank you so much. You really made
Hare
our
Krishna.
made our day today.
Hare Krishna.
So if there's anybody else, any comments or questions, otherwise we can call it a day or evening. And I wish everybody a very nice evening of Ekadasi fasting. And wish you a nice morning of finishing the fast in a nice way. And praying for the Lord's mercy. We certainly need it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Radhika Ben. It's
Hare
very nice.
Krishna. Hare
I
Krishna.
just wanted a quick word, if that was okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me just stop the recording.